I had an event today, so I am late from when I typically would be on. I normally go live at 7:30 on Wednesdays. But oh shoot. How did I leave my live? Resume. Okay. Anyway. I hit a button and I ended up hitting my live and moving it over. Yeah. Oops. All right, try this again. I was sharing it. That's what I was doing, and I don't know. Somehow I threw the live away, I guess. But we're back. I'm only going to share it a few more times on this one. I have to share it on that one as well. Thinking, sure. Okay. I'm going to share a couple times on this one here, and then we're good. I'm going to do an energy check-in with the cards. Oh, I have to remove that one. I have to. Hello. Hello. Ooh, where did I leave off? There. Ooh, my ears are ringing. Sure. Might as well invite people. You never know. That's good enough. Good enough. Those who are meant to find and watch it will find and watch it. All right. I do have an update that I would like to give, and it's why I was late for the live. I was just at an event for Hugs for Homeless, and at that event, just hang on a second, I have to make this one, it's not right. I like being moved around. Nope, that doesn't work. Sorry, guys. I just don't like the angle that it's sitting. That's better. Oh, I found it. I fixed it. Hi, Zandrian. Hi, guys. So I was at an event tonight for Hugs for Homeless. We received a donation of 300 hygiene kits right at 3 o'clock on the timer. That's pretty cool. So we received a donation of 300 hygiene kits. So I was at that event tonight. I had to speak to a crowd of 300, and I did a great job. I didn't panic. I didn't get so nervous that I forgot. I did a pretty good job. And I think it's from all of this stuff, right? Not that I don't think I've had a live with 300 people in it before, but I have had more than 100 in a live. And I also can give credit to my previous career as a nurse, because when I was the director of nursing, my boss, the executive director, he used to love to make us speak in front of crowds, big crowds too. And, so I got used to speaking in front of every type of person, government people, my staff, my colleagues, managers of me, all kinds of different people. So I thank that job as well for giving me that experience, which I also had a volunteer for Hugs, like one of our volunteers with us today. And I was telling her about that in a roundabout way. Anyway, hi, guys. Hi. So yeah, it was very exciting. 444 on the time there. It was very, very exciting. It's a beautiful donation. And, now I'm going to work on hopefully getting somebody or a multiple somebodies to come together to help us finish building the 300 backpacks. That would be really, really exciting. Yeah, it was quite cool. I look forward to checking out. I got my volunteer to take a video of the speech, and I can't wait to look at it and see how I did. So I can, if I can decide what I need to do to improve and do better. But I mean, regardless, I spoke in front of 300 people today, and there were technical difficulties and snafus like that. So with everything that was going on, I think I did a good job. So yeah, that was my day, and that's why I'm late today. Hi, Rye. Hi, guys. Okay, so I'm going to do a check-in on the energies. That's what I always do. And then we'll see what I end up doing. I might end up going live tomorrow at 7:30 because I was planning, I knew I had the event today, and I originally moved the live to Thursday. So on my YouTube and Facebook, it's been broadcast as being on Thursday. And then I've been talking all week about how I was going to do it on Wednesday anyway. So I decided to jump on Wednesday, but I might, there's a possibility for an extra live tomorrow. But we'll see. It's energy dependent. Let's see what the energy is for the collective. Yeah, let's see what the energy is for the collective. All right. So I just had to check in before I do the cards. I've been running around. I was out, I was speaking, and I needed to capture myself for a second before I went ahead and checked in on the energy for everybody else. If I come in and I'm all right, I'm carrying energy from everywhere, or I'm definitely carrying very fast energy. And that my energy is going to affect the card. So I had to clean my energy. I had to, visualize myself cleared, and I came to the present moment as well. So I wasn't running out there quite as quickly as I was, because I was trying to get back so I could get live as quickly as possible to be as close to 7:30. And, at the end, I did take my time so that my dog could be taken care of. And I prioritized that. Oh. Wow. Apparently we have a lot to talk about the collective right now. Ooh. Exciting. Okay, is there anything else that we need to know about the collective? Is there anything else that we need to know about the collective creating? Nope. Not from that deck anyway. Not besides what already fell. 1 second. I don't know why I'm shushing you guys. Leave him alone. What a nice deer. What a nice deer. It's okay, he's just a deer. You see them all the time. We'll go in the other room and look at him. Stop it. We don't bark at the deer, remember? Stop it. Stop it. We don't bark at the deer. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Cass. I don't want to listen to it. Out. Stop it. You see them all the time. You do not bark at them. Why don't you go and watch them? Just watch him. How pretty. How nice. Hey, stop it. Come on. Gee. Go, 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 go. Come on. You. Stop hurting. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Oh, I got a shock from my chair. Alrighty. Huh. What are we dealing with the collective? Oh, now I'm all like, okay. Hi, Christy. How are you, love? We're checking in on the energy for the collective. And hi, Annika. Cass saw deer out in the yard, so he was barking at them. And that's what all the commotion was. All right. So this is the energy of the collective. So just take what resonates and let go of what doesn't. But like I said, this is about the collective. So we're applying it to the general picture of what's going on collectively right now. Okay. Thank you for liking the live, Annika. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Earth. The 9 of Earth. No, I didn't. No, I can show you some cards when I'm done with this reading, with this part of the reading. I'll probably use them. I painted them. I did these ones in Procreate, all of these images, but not that one. No. Okay, so the 9 of Earth. This was in the reverse position. So what this means when, I have to pull back so that everyone can see it. Okay. All right. So what this means when it's in the inverted position is that there's overworking, there is a dependence on others, maybe a lack of self-worth, a fear of success, feeling unfulfilled despite achievements. There's a lot going on in society where financially or around our worth, we're not feeling aligned. There is an element of like, we're working harder and harder and harder, or at least within the, you don't have to leave, you just hang around and I can show you some of the pictures that I painted from, these are just my little oracle cards. Sorry. Right. So I painted these pictures. I didn't show you guys that. Okay. Okay. Those ones I painted with watercolors. Which one fell down? Oh, it's the little guy. Did any other ones fall down? Nope. We're good. We're good. Oh, okay. No apologies necessary. None at all. None at all. Right? Isn't it cute? I love the snail. It's one of my favorite ones. I'll read that card for you. Okay. I'll make sure I read the snail. Okay. And then maybe I'll pull some more. Hi, Adbar. Okay, so this is collectively what we're dealing with. Okay. The other thing that we're dealing with in the reverse with the collective, like the entire collective this is the collective energy, is this one. And this is the Justice card. But the Justice card in the reverse position means injustice. And isn't it true how much injustice we're seeing in society? Right? And whether it's being shared that way on purpose to create that idea that it exists, or it actually does exist. You know what so whatever one it is, either way, it's ridiculous. There's a lot of injustice out there. We can talk about all those files that got released and that nobody's being held accountable. We can talk about how many times the I'm trying to think. Like I personally, I don't tend to censor myself, and that's probably why I've been shadow banned before. Probably still am, for sure, for sure. Um, they're doing their best anyway. Um, but exactly everything. The sky. That's an injustice. The things that are happening to humans, an injustice. The absolute disparity between those at the bottom and those at the top of the wealth ladder. The disparity between that is so off the freaking wall. It's ridiculous. And never, ever, ever should there ever be a time when somebody dies because they lack the necessities of life. That should be criminal. Not criminal for anybody else other than the government. The government should be held criminally responsible when somebody dies because they lack the necessities of life. Yep. Yeah, I go live on two different channels. I had an account warning on my other channel. So I created a backup channel, and now I kind of do different things on them. I post different things on the channel so that, it makes it worth it for people to follow both of them. But then I also share with both channels quite frequently back and forth. So, it's the game. You could just come and hang out with me for free in Temple of Light. And if enough of you come and hang out with me hang out with me in my groups, I won't hang out on here. We'll just hang out together there. And then we'll just keep getting people to come into the groups and we'll hang out there, not here. Oh, I'm not carrying a lot, hon. Why do you think I'm carrying a lot? Hi, how are you? Okay. A lot of injustice is going on right now collectively. We know that. I keep saying, like, in a corrupt system, who holds the corrupt accountable? Because that's true, right? Who's going to hold them accountable? The other people that are corrupt, or the other people that are complicit, or the other people who are afraid? Like, I don't know, like, who else is in the government? Who else is in law, like in those areas, like in that level of stuff? Right? So we have to be justice. Something has to be justice. Tea, and it's getting cold because I didn't put my heater on. Okay, so this is also that there's dishonesty. We're being lied to all the time. I mean, so many things that we're being shown aren't even happening, right? I remember seeing a girl, and she was recording herself, and then she turned her camera like this to show herself on TV being reported that she like died or whatever. And she was like, they're saying that that's me. I'm here. I'm here. Like, I'm not, that's not right. Like, so they're doing all kinds of things, just lying and manipulating and inflating numbers. And, it's all about fear, and, fear, they can control you. Lack of accountability is another part of injustice, or justice when it's in the inverted position. And there's a lack of accountability, and it's getting tiresome. It's gotten real tiresome. It's tiring every day that you get sprayed to be like, nothing's happening. When's it going to change? Oh, I do. I run two companies. I have on Sha'Ryah, and I have a nonprofit, Hugs for Homeless. And today I probably do have a bit more of that energy. Thank you. And you are as well. Very much so. Okay, so this is the injustice. There's a lot of ignoring the truth. We face that all the time. You can see it, right? I just try to encourage people, like when I was a child, I've always been fascinated with the stars, right? And knowing that we're multidimensional, multigalactic people, that we are spirits having a human experience, and that we've had other experiences. Knowing that, I mean, maybe that's why as a child I was always looking at the stars. I mean, but I lived in some pretty rural areas, and where there's very low light pollution. And we'd go outside at night, all of us kids together, and we'd lie down on the grass in the summertime, and we would just stare at the stars. There were so many. I spent so much time looking at the sky my whole life, day and night. I was always making shapes with the clouds in the sky, sorry, and I was always looking at the stars and catching falling stars or other things that I seen over my lifetime. And one thing I will tell you, in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s and stuff, we did not have line clouds. We did not have clouds that look like Wi-Fi signals. We did not have things like that. There's so many things in the sky right now that we're seeing that we were never seeing before. But people will look at that and say, oh yeah, that's normal. You remember back in the day when you would I would watch planes fly all the time, and I never saw trails. And you can take pictures I see planes flying over all the time. No trails. But I see lots that do, and they vary in length. Little guys that were like this, and the big long ones that then disperse through the sky, and it's a different level. No, it's all a con, and you bought it, and they're spraying you. It's like if you look at the planes, they're spraying it, and just think of that the commercial Raid. That's basically what it is. Raid. And they're just doing it overhead all the time. Manufacturing stuff. It's insane. And people don't see it. So they're just ignoring the truth. They're refusing to see it. Because at this point you have to be. If you don't know what's going on, if you're not seeing beyond any of it, right? Like, some people are awake enough that they know that the files are true, right? They maybe know about Epstein. But they maybe are still eating fast food. Maybe they're still, fully into Hollywood culture. Maybe they're still, like whatever it is. There's varying levels, right? And the more that you know. I'm Canada, but I'd love to live in Arizona. Hi, blue eyes. Me too. I mean, I don't know what color they are. They're predominantly blue. Yeah, Canadian. Canadian. I was trying to say Canada, and that came out a little weird. Canadian. Okay, let's see what the other cards have to say, because sorry. And karmic consequences unfolding. I forgot about that aspect of the Justice card. So what does that mean? Karmic consequences unfolding. And that's what we're going to start to see. Okay. And that's what we want to see, is that karma unfolding for those who are doing us wrong. So the rest of here, we have this one here. We have the 6 of water also in the reverse position. Here, I'll pull it back more. So it's stagnation in the past, right? Like you're kind of staying in the past and clinging to old wounds, difficulty letting go, fear of moving forward. There is a bunch of that collectively. There's a lot of people that there's just an uncertainty of how to go forward. Where do we go from here? How do we remove ourselves from all of that? If we can't, if it's not going to, take itself down, like, how do we move forward? There's just a lot of that confusion with that. And that's what the 6 is representing. And we're also, because of being in that soul connection. No, I was born in Ontario, but I have lived in Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia, though currently in Alberta. That's where my nonprofit Hugs for Homeless is based. All right, we've got the Ace of Fire. I love this little guy. He's so cute. So the Ace of Fire in the upright. This means that some of us are starting to, get divine inspiration. We're starting to, some of us are going to really start waking up. And because as more and more of us wake up, other people around us can't help it. As you keep talking the truth, right? And if you're not afraid to speak the truth, then the people that come around you, they're going to be hearing it. And over time, it's going to wake them up a little bit. And even that, just your frequency alone being around people invokes change. So it's a very powerful thing. And so we're seeing more of that. There's passionate new beginnings coming, this creative surge, personal power, fearlessness, and rapid movement forward. The Ace of Fire is your invitation to embrace your divine spark and let it blaze into creation. Take the leap. You are ready to set the world aflame with your power. So a lot of us are going to be coming into this realization of who and what we are. We're going to have that spiritual awakening, and we're going to start creating things from the soul. And part of the things that we're going to be creating from our soul are ways to move out of the current system and the corruption and everything else that it is. All right, we have 2 major arcana that came out as well. We have the Empress and we have the Strength card. The Empress in the upright position is talking about creativity and abundance. It is nurturing energy. It's the divine feminine energy. It is it's just a beautiful card, right? Divine feminine power and growth. It's just such a beautiful card. So the Empress is here to remind you of your infinite creative potential. Whether you are bringing forth new life, new ideas, or new energy, what this card is representing with the collective energy is that it's the rise of that divine feminine energy that everyone's talking about. The thing that some people get wrong is they think that it's the rise of women, but it's not. Every single one of us has feminine and masculine energy within us. We are a balance of those energies, and sometimes in a polarity of it, where we're literally fighting against our own selves. But we are masculine and feminine energy. We just incarnated in a feminine body, or we incarnated in a masculine body. And that was because we wanted to experience that. But our soul is androgynous. Our soul is non-gendered. It's beyond it, right? So when I was going somewhere with that. I lost it. Oh, with the rise of the divine feminine, it's rising in the men too. It's rising in the women and the men. It's not just it's rising in everything, right? Everything has divine feminine energy. So that's rising through everybody. Okay. We also have the Strength card. The Strength card, when it's upright, is talking about inner strength as opposed to, giving your strength away. So this is that inner strength and that resilience and courage that the public has and is rising up with. So there's lots of that's coming through the collective. There's emotional balance, there's patience and overcoming obstacles with love and this self-mastery. And there's so many of us. so many of us that are on this journey now. We are on a journey of mastering ourselves, mastering our nervous system. That's what I went on a mission to do, was master my nervous system and then teach everybody about it. So I created the Christic embodiment method, and that goes through the chakras. It links it to your nervous system. I teach all about regulation. I have a whole program on trauma and mental health healing. I have a support group that is called Balanced Self Sanctuary. And I also have a leadership embodiment group. There's a bunch of different things that, different ways that we could hang out. But self-mastery, that's been something that, and to get back to where I was, that's what I was doing it all for, was I was mastering myself. And in mastering yourself, you're often building your skill set. I was saying that to the volunteer when I was at Hugs today. I was a computer programmer, systems analyst, and then I became a registered nurse. I got into management where I was doing policies and procedures and all of that stuff. Like, I've had all this crazy career. And now I own two businesses, one a nonprofit, Hugs for Homeless, and then the other one, my School of Light. Basically, it's the Pathway of Ascension. And within that group, or within that school, I lost my train of thought because I read maybe I can help. Can I ask a question, ma'am? Thank you. Thank you. No, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I read it and then I lost the thought that I had, and it's okay. There's probably I know there's an acronym that goes after my name. Oh yes. I was telling my student, my volunteer for Hugs, I was saying to her that, I did all of these other things, all of these different careers, and you think that it's for nothing, but everything that you do, you look back on your life and you're like, it makes sense now. It may not make sense at the time that you're doing it, but it's never a loss. Like, I thought, oh gosh, computer programming, such a loss going into nursing. No, it wasn't. I just became the nurse tech, right? Like, I just became the nurse that always mastered whatever technology came on the floor. And then I became the super user, and I taught everybody else how to use it. And and anybody had any problems, they always came to me because I was I was the programmer analyst. Oh yeah, it's definitely not linear, but it is definitely okay. So, you go through that. Then nursing, right? I did that for so many years. And of course, that is important in trauma and mental health. And, I did a bunch of other things, which then led me into helping people on their ascension journey. Okay. So somebody had said that they really liked the turtle from the 44 Keys of the Way Oracle. So this is the cute little turtle. All these are my pictures. All these are my cards. They're exclusive to me until I make them available for you, which the Ethereum Tarot will be the first deck that I do. But this one little deck, oh my God, I just love it. So this is the embodiment card. It is number 32. I'll bring it up close for each one of you. I'll hold this hand for you guys. It's the gentle pace. So the affirmation is, I allow life to unfold without rushing. Hi, African. The remembrance, speed can reduce accuracy. A gentle pace improves quality and reduces error. Timing matters. Practice. Slow one routine by 25%. Keep attention on the task and notice the difference. Okay. I think everybody got a good picture of that. I don't know. You wanted to ask a question. What did you want to ask? I'm going to look and see. I shouldn't say always. I try to put some notes out for myself for my lives so I can get an idea of what I want to talk about. But Yeah. What do you guys want to do? Did you want some cards? Did you want a card, African? You found my other channel. Hello. My second channel, my second channel. I had an event today for Hugs for Homeless. I'm super, super, super. No, you went to the next one. I have 2 channels on right now. You just went to my other channel. It's okay. You please hang out. Please hang out. I'd love to hang out with you. We don't have to do what I was going to do for a live right now. Right? Just if you're on my live, just give it a little few taps here and there so that there's some likes on it. If you're going to watch and you like it, tap it, tap the screen. Tap, tap, tap. Right? Hi, Mia. How are you doing, sweetheart? If you don't mind me calling you sweetheart, but I do that. I just do that. You have a name that sounds. I would hope I'm right that I'm on 2 channels. That would be confused. Oh. Oops. Well, it's true. I'm great. So you're gonna pick up all the cards I dropped. What do we got? I don't do readings like that, love. No, I try to just keep a track of who's doing what. I have a channel up to. I also am on Facebook and 2 TikTok channels. No. 2 YouTube and a Facebook channel. There we go. So yeah, a few channels. Oh yeah, they did this. I am very grateful that they did that. So I can see my messages. Okay. Yeah, I don't do those types of questions, Rashid. I will see what the cards say for you. I do that kind of thing. I see what the best message is for you at this time. You got me? You read people real well? You got a message for me? Hi, Littlefoot. How are you? Littlefoot. You need a card, I think. Because I'm pretty sure the last time I looked and saw you were up there, I dropped the cards and I did it again. 144 likes. What a lovely, lovely number. Oh my goodness. And they go right in between the legs of the chair. Okay. I don't know what kind of question to ask you. How are you doing, Jennifer? Why do I worry so much? What am I worried about? What am I worried about? Aw, hi, Cass. That's one. My dog's name's Castiel, but I call him Cass. Okay, so if you guys aren't going to hang out and you're not going to chit chat and you guys are, then I'm going to go off. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to go get a snack. I don't know. I had that wonderful event tonight. And so, I did not eat supper like I normally would have. And because I decided to come on here and hang out with you guys. So if you guys are not going to interact with me, I'm out of here. I'm going to go hang out with my dog and make some snacks. Normally today I like to talk about things, spirituality. I like to talk about, some of the things. It's more about living the way that we're supposed to and stuff like that. Wait, what? Wait, what? Huh? Are you on a journey, my friend? I'm just teasing you. So I'll give you the 2 card. There we go. My throat. I had tickle. Oh. Okay. I saved my tickle. Okay. So you got the pilgrim and the clear path, which is cute because it looks like, you should be just going on a journey. But before I'll talk about this card, I'm going to talk about this one here. So this is the pilgrim, and what the card says is, my life itself is a sacred journey. A pilgrim walks with intention and humility. Each step is meaningful, not rushed. Orientation matters more than speed. So there's the practice on this card that talks about walking slowly and counting your steps. And you count to 20 and then go back to 1 and count to 20. And if you lose your space, right, you just go back to 1 and count to 20. And the whole thing is to slow you down and ground you into the environment. When we walk really fast, it's a signal to our nervous system that we are dysregulated. Essentially, our nervous system takes it that we're in an urgent space, or where our mind maybe even is out in the future going, I've got this stuff to do. I do that when I'm walking. I'll be walking my dog and I'll be thinking about all these things that I have to do for either my company or whether either one of my companies. And I'll be walking really fast and all I'm thinking about is what I have to do, right? And it's like I'm not even in the environment walking. So when I recognize that, I try to do this practice and slow myself down to bring myself back into the present moment, instead of rushing out there. But what I like about this card is how it talks about your life as living your life as it being sacred. Right. And if you treat your life as sacred, then you make the decisions for you that are truly in alignment with you. It's kind of like when you love yourself, right? Then that's when you really start to take care of yourself, right? When you really love yourself, that's when you start to really put those boundaries in place. All right. So we got the clear path, which the affirmation is, I release what is not mine, so the path becomes clear. Remembrance. Many burdens are inherited, not chosen. Releasing them is not loss, it is restoration. As layers fade away, direction reveals itself without force. Clarity is what remains when interference is removed. So your practice is writing one pattern to release, read it aloud once, tear the page and discard, and then take 3 slow breaths. We do that all the time where we pick up like responsibilities where we think we're responsible for somebody else's emotions, or, we have an important job. So we feel like we're responsible for the company, or we're responsible for our children, or we're responsible for our partner, or, you know, and it goes on and on and on. And a lot of these responsibilities that we pick up aren't even ours. They're not meant for us. So that's what you get. Hi, love. How did that go? How did that resonate? Would you like a card, Jennifer? Or two? Me on limited resources? Oh, I've been on limited resources, let me tell you. I've had some pretty harsh days, bud. Pretty tough days. Many of them. There was probably a year and a half while I was getting my company started when I was essentially homeless. If it hadn't been for the fact that my mom allowed me to sneak into her house and live with her, I would have been on the street because I wasn't willing to give up my dream for anything. And it was always something where it felt like it was right there anyway, because I knew the value that I was providing and people were constantly, you know, appreciating, but I was giving away so much for free, and in the hopes that people would, you know, give me a testimonial. And then maybe with that testimonial, I could attract somebody that would actually pay. And, you know, in the end, I just kept giving stuff away for free, and I never, you know, and so I had to learn some lessons, and, you know, those lessons almost made me homeless. So at the end of the day, you know, I'll pay back my mom for sure. She'll get, you know, really taken care of. Mm-hmm. My mom's in Ontario. Yeah, my mom lives in Ontario. I'm out in Alberta now. Alberta. Yeah. So I could start my nonprofit, and I had an opportunity to do that in Alberta with a partner. So I moved out here to do that, and still running my other company at the same time. Still trying to help people with their trauma and their mental health through, well, all the different things that I do. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, guys. Well, I have a lot of like, my memories are simple with my mom. The year and a half that my mom and I lived together was the most beautiful healing experience, because my mom wasn't always a good mom. My mom did a lot of shitty things to me. My mom, you know, like, my mom was a young mom and she had a lot of trauma, and she never dealt with her trauma. So I got a lot of trauma from my mom. And, you know, us living together was that huge opportunity to heal. And that whole time is my favorite memory. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I have some girlfriends who would say that they like another one, but for me, I just, you know, it's those moments, right? Like, you know, if you were dealing, there's too many. There's just too many. It's a cuddle, it's a hug, it's a snuggle, it's a, you know, like, it's those kind of moments. It's not anything big or flashy, right? It's just, you know, those moments when, I mean, I can say I, you know, curled in and my mom, you know, gave me a nice long hug, and, you know, or whatever, right? Like, you know, thinking about my mom laughing over, you know, a game, you know, and her winning. And oh yeah. Hi, Sha'Ryah. Yeah, I had an event for Hugs today. We got 300 hygiene kits donated. So I went and spoke to 300 people, and I did a great job. Yeah. So I was home late. I was going to do it tomorrow, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. I might do one tomorrow around 7:30 as well. We'll see. Depends on how I feel. No. I look a lot like her. Nice. Hi, Jennifer. Did you want a card, love? I will. I miss you too. It felt very, very fancy to do this speech and everything. It was very, very cool. Aww. Oh, we're gonna have 2 meetings a month. I changed the group. The group is now named Embodied Leadership Circle. So in the Embodied Leadership group, we're meeting twice a month. So one will be probably next week, and then 2 weeks after that. Okay. I will. Thank you. Yeah, no, I do look a lot like my mom. Hey, Sha'Ryah can say so. She would agree. But nonetheless, I just don't feel like going and finding where my pictures are of my mom. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's one thing I know is when my mom dies, I get to stare at her in the mirror quite a bit. I'll see her in like certain things in my smile or in my eyes or in certain expressions I make. Right. I'm trying to get her to send me some. She still hasn't sent me any. She's on the crap list because I need jam. I forgot jam when I went to the store. I mean, I don't use it very often, but I was going to pick up some because my mom's been delinquent in sending out a care package. But my mom's got a boyfriend, so she's just too busy for, you know, daughter duties anymore. She doesn't call me. We used to talk every morning. Now we talk once a week, maybe twice a week if we're lucky. It's not the same. It's not. It's just like I can make jam too, but I want my mom's. I want my mom's butter tarts too. You know, so does, I'm sure my son in Nova Scotia does for sure. She's just delinquent on it. I'm gonna tell her she has to cancel one of her Wednesday lunches that she does. She makes lunch for the whole entire building every Wednesday. I think she could cancel one of them, like snacks for everybody. She can just make desserts for all of her kids and send them around to me, you. Exactly. I'm gonna tell her that. She'll get a kick out of it. She'll be like, oh my God. She might though, because she's getting kind of annoyed at people taking advantage of her kindness. How are the kids? Mine's good. My kids are good. And Cass is good too. What does Sha'Ryah need to know? I got a message. Oh. The quiet strength friend. Nice. Very nice. I have to pull it back. The quiet strength. Affirmation. My strength is calm and steady. Remembrance. Strength can be composed and consistent. It does not require display. Reliability builds trust internally and externally. Practice. Pick one task, complete it calmly, avoid rushing or multitasking. And then you also got, oops, I got a time thing. The radiant influence. My presence influences the world around me. Remembrance. State affects environment. Calm stabilizes, agitation spreads. Influence is continuous, not occasional. Practice. Regulate breath for 60 seconds. Enter one interaction calmly. Maintain tone. You are the quiet strength. And you are the radiant influence. You're both of these, the radiant influence and the quiet strength, the two of them combined. That's absolutely your energy. Mm-hmm. And I think that you know that. So I don't think that you're really reckless with your energy. Like you're not out there, all massively dysregulated, like getting everybody else riled up. I think you're the calm one that everyone calms down near. Is more the way that your energy is. Aww. Poor baby. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. How's everything else going? Good though? I'm going to leave shortly, very shortly, because it's after 9 and I didn't really eat tonight. So I'm going to hop off and I'm going to grab some snacks. I keep saying I'm going to go get some snacks. Snack. Remember when we used to sit on the phone for hours and make food? The days. Back in the day. Mm-hmm. All righty. I am going to hop off because I don't know how many people watched on that one, but nobody tapped the screen to put any likes on it. And that's just sad. Actually, I don't care. But I mean, if you're going to watch the live for a while, I think it's just customary that you should tap on the screen. Right. Anyway, I'm just teasing. I love you. We'll get together soon. I will let you know. I know you did. I'm on Sha'Ryah. I had 0 taps. 0. Right. So I'm just like nobody tapped on it. That's just like so silly. Anyway, I'll message you when I set the session up for the embodiment leadership circle. Okay. Love you, sweetheart. All right. I'm going to be back on Saturday, maybe tomorrow for a little bit. I don't know, but probably Saturday. Good night, sweetie. Love you guys. Have a great night. Do, 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 do.